Good morning to you all. As you can see, it's a lovely day. Right, plenty to get on with though. We can put the second stage of fertiliser on our fields. Obviously we've got soybeans and onions growing there, so that we can do that straight away. Also as well, there's a couple of big fertilizing contracts which I would like to do. I'd probably obviously do them off camera because that's going to take a fair amount of time. Obviously we've got a good working width on our spreader, but the fields are quite big. But one there for field 44, 26,000 just over, and there's another one just, where is it, there it is, field 26 for 25,000. So between the two, that's 50 grand, obviously minus the fertilizer that we buy. So that's 26 and 44. Let's just double check where they are. So 26 is there. I think we've fertilized that field before, and 44 is up the top, I think. There you go. And we've done some work on there. I think we harvested that field before. So yeah, that'd be quite cool to do that. The only, not issue, but the only thing I was thinking of is if we do that, I'm probably going to, I don't know if we'll buy it. I think we'll probably just lease it and see how we get on with it, because I've not used it before. Seen it used. It's this fella here. So that would give us another 8,500 litres of fertiliser. It also takes all those other items down the bottom, which is pretty smart. It's not just for fertiliser, but we should be able to tow that of our tractor like that, and then I think you attach your spreader to the back, I believe, and then when you get a bit low, you tip it from there into your spreader. That is what I think happens. Like I say, I've never used it before. I expect some of you have. So that is what we're going to do there further down along. But we've woken up this morning. And remember me saying about waiting for the carrots to get around the 400 mark. They are at 490 at the superstore. In fact, all of them are over 400, and 472 truck stop, 436 at the taco food stop. And obviously the superstore is literally just across the road from our farm, so that is fantastic. Do we keep any carrots back? Because we've got the horses. Jade's already been out and ridden them this morning. She's just come back and told me they're all okay over there, all clean. They're okay for everything. I think we'll sell all the carrots, because further down the line we can always grow some more. So we'll sell all of them. So let's grab our truck, because that is pretty much 2 truckloads. I thought I'd squeeze this, the truck in here instead of leaving it outside by the silo. I've shifted the harvester over and managed to squeeze the truck in, so we should be able to work round everything. So let's get over to the silo, open our cover. Shall we just keep, I don't know, another 8,000 carrots behind, or should we just bite the bullet and sell the lot? Pretty much is almost 2 trailer loads, isn't it? Because this is 120,000 litre capacity, and we've got 239. I cannot wait to see how much we make from this. Quite intrigued. I know it's not a huge price, but because the amount you get from them, it's a bit like the potatoes, isn't it? It's never a amazing price, but the amount you get off the field is just crazy. So yeah, we've literally just got to go over there somewhere, haven't we? Behind the trees. Look at all those lovely carrots though. The horses are going to be fuming. Livid, I was going to say, and then I changed it to fuming. They've got enough to eat. There's definitely some weight on this trailer, you can feel that. The old truck's struggling a little bit. Let's try not run over Jack. Whoa, there, that is it's very heavy on the turning. I'm kind of glad we've only got to go over here actually. So our crops are growing. We're going to have to put the narrow tyres on our tractors to fertilise. But for now, let's do the exciting bit. Let's get somewhere like that so we can see what we're going to make. This is good. This is very good. We're easily going to go over 400,000. Come on, keep selling. We want more money. 58,848 off the carrots. I'm happy with that. Let's go and grab the rest. I'm not going to save any for the horses. They're okay for quite a few days. So we should be able to get over 450,000. Then obviously the onions hopefully are going to be the same sort of thing as the carrots. What are the price for the onions? Obviously that is going to change. Yeah, they're in the 400s as well. I should imagine the price for carrots at the superstore are going to absolutely nosedive in a minute. After tipping nearly 240,000 litres to them. Still, it keeps their shelves stocked up. And then obviously we've got the soybeans. When we come to sell them, hopefully we can get a decent price for them. And as always, if I don't think the prices are that great, we'll just tip them into our silo and keep hold of them. Because we're not in any desperate rush to sell our crops. But we do want to make some money because we want to buy another field really. Ideally, I would like to buy this one to our left, but that is a bit pricey. I did have my eye on one further up north of the map. And I think that's got a bit of potential, you know. I think I might have mentioned that in the previous episode. I can't remember now. So forgive me if I did. Right, let's slow down. Let's get there again. So obviously it's not going to be quite as much as the first load, but it's going to be a similar amount. Should still be around 50,000, I would say. Just over. Look at that. 58 again, so we're only shy a little bit. Fantastic. That feels very satisfying. And now I'm even more excited about the onions. I think what we'll do is we'll just leave the truck out for a bit, just in case we need it. Right, I am a bit excited now with all this money, so let's just double check what we're looking at. Oh, we're not far away from that field, are we? 553. The field I was on about, again, apologies if I have mentioned it before last episode, I honestly cannot remember, is field 20. If we've got time, I might go up and have a look at that. It's only 309,000. We can buy that straight away. But there's this bits can be ploughed up, and then I've had a look. It comes along like that, and then I think you've got a fence around the back of the old railway sale point, so that you could plough that over, make that field bigger, come along here. There's a couple of trees you could cut down here, go right up to the sort of railway track or the fence line. There's a house there, and there's some trees there, so again you could remove those trees and come up to there with this bit. So that's got quite a bit of potential, but this is quite a big field. We know that. We've done a bit of work on that field here and there. So we'll just keep going and see where we end up. But for now we need to put narrow tyres on our tractor. And we should be able to do that from here at our little workshop. We'll give that a little repair while we're here. Customise. Now this is gonna, I don't know why it does that. It always removes the front PTO. So we're on Trelleborgs. We want narrow tyres. Those are the same. It says left and right, but they're not actually on the... I don't know why it does this. 216. Yes, yes. Do we have a front loader on it? I can't remember if we did. Oh well, it's not going to cost us anything. It's just a 0 because we've done that before. It looks very odd, doesn't it, with those skinny little tyres. So, shall we go and let's go and lease that trailer thing I showed you earlier. Let's do that now. I'm not sure if we'd have enough to do our 2 fields off of one load. I think we probably have, but we're gonna need this thing in a while anyway when I do the contracts. So I think we'll do our own fields and then we'll probably head off to the field nearest to our farm. 26 I think it was, wasn't it? Right, let's get over here and we will lease this fella. It's not that expensive really. I mean, if it is good and works well and it's worth our time, I probably might buy that further down the line. I'm not too worried about the tyres. I think we'll just keep that standard. Doesn't cost us anymore. We've got a few different makes there. We'll just keep that Trelleborg. It's 1,665 to lease. Initial leasing, that is. That isn't too bad. Right. So then we need to grab this. Obviously fill it up with fertiliser. At least then it gives us... tell you what I am worried about. Is the wheels. Is that going to damage our crop? Obviously if we're on a contract it won't. Ooh, I don't think I'm prepared to risk it. Tell you what we'll do, we'll just nip into the corner of these soybeans. That is, isn't it? That's damaging the crop. Well, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Right, so we know we can't use that on our fields. So what we'll do is we'll fill it up and we'll just pop it to one side. Turn the beacons off. So that should give us 8,500 litres. What's the best way to get to 26? Straight down that road, isn't it? So we'll leave that. Somewhere up here so we can just hook onto it. Probably there. Grab our spreader, which is right up the back of the shed. These sheds are absolutely huge considering we haven't really got a lot of equipment. Oh, let's get out of that view. Right, we'll fill this up and then we'll go and do our fields. Yeah, obviously it's cost us in fertiliser, but that is to be expected. We're on 45 metres. We should be able to see quite easily where we're going on the onions. The soybeans might be a little bit more trickier. So if we go something like that, or well overlapping this side to our right, that's okay. Looks really weird colour green, doesn't it, in the distance? Yeah, so obviously as well, actually, you saw the clip from that harvesting contract I did after the last episode. You saw the clip there of us selling the remaining crop. We did pretty well off of that. Obviously we got a nice payout for doing the actual contract ourselves, and then the amount we got from the extra crop was brilliant. As I was doing the contract, I kept checking to see what the sort of percentage of completion was, and I was thinking, oh please give us a truck full of, and it almost did. So that was a good little learner, that was. Yeah, and I should imagine we're going to get pretty much the same sort of return from the onions. And let's just hope the price is pretty good. Right. Let's just drop that down to 24 so we're not wasting as much. And then when we get to where the fields kind of meet each other, we'll put it up again so it does a little bit of that field. Back up to 45. Turn that off. Yeah, the soybeans are going to be a bit trickier to spot, aren't they? I might have to refer to the map a few times. Sometimes it's not too bad. If you catch it in the right light, you can kind of see, but soybeans are one of the worst if they're at this sort of stage, in my opinion, of actually seeing where you've been. It's like now you can't even tell, can you really? I'm a little bit annoyed that we actually, well, I say we, it was me, damaged some of the crop up there. Hopefully it will only be a couple of dollars worth. But if you don't test these things, you never know, do you? So we've got a weird sort of patch there now. Never mind. Right, well, I'm going to finish this field. And I'll probably see you in a minute when we're all hooked up, ready to go down to field 26. Right, so I've just topped up. Now I'm assuming that goes there. It's quite big, that thing. It's almost as big as our tractor. Technically, I'll tell you what, if I lined up with it, would help, wouldn't it? I was going to say, technically, we don't need our narrows on anymore, but we'll leave them on. So that hooks up to that. So in theory, when that's open, we then should be able to tip that into our spreader. That is a theory. Right, I think what I will do, because time's getting on this episode, I would like to do a couple of other things. I'll tell you what we need to do first is, oh yeah, that field's, or our fields are fully fertilised, as you can see. We need to accept these contracts, don't we? So 26, we'll accept that one straight away. What I will do is, well, we'll get down there, I suppose, and we'll just start a little bit, and then I think I'll cut and I'll bring you back in when it's time to tip this into our spreader, and so we can see how it works. Maybe it will not be until, that's not very good English, is it? It might be that we will be on the other field, the other contract, when I bring you in. It depends how this field goes. It's quite a big field. It's bigger than our two fields, I think, put together. But we'll see what happens. We'll double check. We should still be on 45. That's interesting. It doesn't show the spread. Well, we should still be on 45 because that's what I had on just a minute ago. So this should go like that. That's 45. Yeah, let's try not to waste any. So yeah, I will bring you back in when it's time to use the tipper to fill this back up. So I'll see you a little bit later, guys. Right, so we're on the second contract up on field 44. They're growing cotton in here. That is madness. That is going to take forever. So we should, in theory, be just about running out. If it works like that, because that holds 8,500 litres. Oh. Right, so that's empty, but it was still letting me... That's a bit odd then, so you don't have to. So you don't have to tip up then, you can just tow that. Ah. Well, I suppose it's not a bad thing, but then that kind of... Let's see if we could do that, look. See, that's better, isn't it? That's cool. Tip that in. Cover back on. Off we go. That's much better. But you don't have to tip it if you don't want to. I'll finish this and I will bring you back in probably a little bit later in the day, because after this contract there isn't really a lot left to do aside from other contracts, and I don't really want to just be doing loads of contracts this episode. So I'll get this done, collect our money. We should be over $500,000 then after this. Happy days. Almost enough to buy that field. Good morning again. 2 good mornings in the same episode. So I skipped through to this morning because I just figured there was not really anything else to do apart from other contracts. So, but by doing that, our soybeans and our onions are ready to harvest. What are the prices like? The soybeans are going up. That's good. Animal market grains, that's the best price as well, so that is awesome. And for the onions, please be good, they are going up as well. 393. Cool, look how much the carrots tanked down to. Look, 256 at the superstore. What was that at? 490, wasn't it? So the onions, yes, they are going up, but is that... We'll see where that ends up, the truck stop, but I would like to harvest the onions first. Obviously I've done soybeans before loads and loads of times, and also obviously harvesting the onions is probably going to be pretty much similar to the carrots, sugar beets, wool, etc. I tell you what, this truck is so sensitive sometimes. Not even sure we need it anymore, to be honest with you. It was a nice thing to buy when we first arrived here, to rock up at our new farm in this bad boy, but it doesn't really get used a lot. It's probably a bit juicy on the old fuel, which at the minute in the UK is a bit hard to come by. It's absolutely ridiculous. People queuing at petrol stations round the corner and round roundabouts and all sorts. Anyway, beat technology. We need to hire the root harvester again. That's going to put us below our $500,000. But hopefully we will get that back when we do sell the onions and the soybeans. So we're going to lease that. And then we need, I'm guessing, the same as the carrots, the header. There we go. That's another 5,000. So expensive. But we'll grab that. And then we'll make a start on the onions. I do like the colour of this. It's all nice and shiny. Like a metallic colour. Right, lizard onion header. What's it like inside? Yeah, not too bad. Cool. Radio at the top. Right, we'll head over to the far side, I think. And we'll get started. Hopefully, we're going to get absolutely loads again. If we get over 200,000 again, that'd be nice. And then at least we know that the price for the onions has gone over 400. So if that, I think it was truck stop, wasn't it? If it doesn't quite make it to 4, or it only just goes over 4, we could possibly hold on to these onions. But we'll see. So we need to unfold the harvester. Let's just have a look at these onions, because they do look quite smart. The old header in the background. Look at them. Don't they look cool? I like that. Very smart. Right, that's enough messing around. Let's fire that up. Still a little bit dark this morning at 8 minutes past 8. But as you can see, I do not want to be missing any bits. Yes, get every last one. We're filling up quite rapidly. Already at 6,000. We might have to get some lights going on this thing. That's a bit bright actually, but that'll do. Oh, side lights as well. Let's just go for them ones. That's better. So we're at 12,000 litres already and we've not even done one strip. That is pretty impressive. Just a little bit there. I think we'll do a couple of strips down this bottom end so we've got enough room to turn around as well. Cool. I don't want all that. See that to the left? Something's glitching out, I think. Almost looks like fireflies. That's what we're going to say it is. Let's lift that header up. Right, well, I'm going to get this build done. I think a time lapse might be a little bit too much, but I'll get this build done and I'll bring you back in towards the end and we'll see how much we've got. So this is the last little bit left of the onions. I've already tipped one full truckload into our silo. We should get all of these into the harvester. I think it's going to be a similar sort of tail like the carrots, similar amount, so I'm going to be happy with that. We'll tip this in, we'll have a quick check of the prices, but I'm tempted to keep hold of them. So let's lift that up. We'll do pipe out ready. Good thing about this harvester is it does unload very quick, as you can see. So we must have a full truckload there. So that is 2 truckloads. That is more onions than we had carrots. That is good. We'll tip these in. And then we'll go and get the last few bits out of the harvester. I don't know if anyone got my title for this episode, Can You Smell Onions? That is my little tribute to the late great John Challis, who played Boycie in one of my favourite programmes ever, Only Fools and Horses. If you're not familiar with it, it's a British sitcom, absolutely hilarious, or at least I think it is. I know loads of people love it. He sadly passed away just over a week ago now, I think it was. I had the pleasure of meeting John twice. Once was an evening of just him on his own, and then last year, sort of March time, it was literally just before COVID completely kicked off and blew up. My brothers and myself went to, it was a Sir David Jason, I should say, exhibition, and John was there as well with a few other stars from Only Fools and Horses. So that was awesome to meet actually Sir David and see John as well, and Marlene was there. It was a brilliant day out. So yeah, that was my little tribute to John Challis. Rest in peace. Anyway, onions, 247,000. Wowzers. The price is still going up, so we're definitely going to hold on to them. We will keep hold of them, see what happens with that. And I think we will leave it there for this episode. So I hope you have all enjoyed it. Forgive me for skipping nearly a whole day, but I just thought it might have been a little bit easier for this episode. But if you have all enjoyed it, then please give us a big thumbs up, because that really helps out the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.